What is up, YouTube? And today I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys my custom Lego Venom, or my Eddie Brock with Carnage. Well, I'll show him a little bit later in the video. But for this Venom, this thing took me a while to make because it took a lot of inspiration off Kincaid Creations' bigfig articulation. I didn't do the exact ones he did because personally the bigger joints looked kind of weird to me, but I still really liked the idea of articulating the arms, so I used mixel joints to articulate his arms. And I think it turned out fantastic. So let's get into the actual review. Now for this Venom figure, I didn't use an official Lego Bigfig. I used a custom or Thor Ragnarok Hulk figure, and I spray painted the whole thing black. That was before I cut it in half. I split it in the middle, put in some ball joint pieces, and I hot glued the entire thing. This thing is filled with hot glue. This thing used to be a giant gap, and I just filled it with hot glue. Same with the head, I hot glued a little stud in there. So that if you really wanted to, you can get Eddie Brock's head and you can put that in there. Which, it looks weird, but it just reminds me of the We Are Venom scene. And for the arms, I hot glued these joints onto the actual arm piece with the mixel joints. Now, I think this turned out pretty well for my first time. This is probably going to be one of the only figures I make like this, because this thing took me a while to make. It took so long. And personally, I'm really proud of it, but man, was it a lot of work. Now, I used the head I had used in my other Venom figure, which I didn't really like this one as much as I used to, because it is not at all accurate to the film. Venom doesn't have that many, silver lines on him in the film, and I did not like how much I put on him originally. So, I went back and I worked the figure, and I made a Bigfig. I was originally going to make another Roblox figure, but then I thought about it, and I was like, maybe I do make a Bigfig for this one, because I wanted to make this one as accurate as possible. So, yeah. The Bigfig was pretty basic to make, though, other than just the entire, articulation. The entire, paint itself was pretty easy. I just, I got a spray paint. I spray painted the whole thing black, except for the head. The head is a Sharpie. If you guys can't tell, it's my old head that I had drawn for Venom. But the whole figure itself is just a big figure I used Sharpie for. I used Sharpie for the whole thing, silver Sharpie. And yeah, the base of the figure itself was just black spray paint, silver line Sharpie. The abs, I had gone over it with a black marker just to give it a little bit more definition, but it didn't really show. And it looked kind of strange, so I just redid it again. But yeah, other than that, really basic figure to paint. I did the same thing on the arms. And all of the articulation for the hands is still there. It is just, I added ballpoints to the arms, which personally, I love how this turned out. Now, I did not know how Kincaid Creations did it originally. It took me a while to, learn how to make this. I just looked at a whole bunch of his videos where he did this. Or not a whole bunch of them, but, some of the most recent videos of where he did this, and I just took inspiration. So, I made my custom Bigfig Venom, and I think I did a great job. Now, for my Carnage, I went back the old route for the Carnage. I'm not proud of this Carnage 100% yet. I'm going to keep working on him, but I did make a Cletus Cassidy Carnage, and I gave him some weapons, obviously. And Carnage, I made him a little bit thinner than Venom, because I don't know, this thick for Carnage didn't look right to me. So I switched it up. Originally, I was going to go that route for Venom, so remember that. That's why Carnage is still going this route. But I might remake a Carnage to make him kind of like Bigfig, but a little bit slim. So I'm still thinking about that. I might have to build this Carnage, a brick-built Carnage. But, yeah, for now, this is what I have. And let me get some of the accessories I made for him. You guys will give me 1 second. I have a axe and a riot shield I've made for him as well. And all of this just inspiration of how Carnage uses his symbiote to make different weapons. So for the actual riot shield, I think this is probably my favorite accessory, because the symbiotes are always making stuff like this. Gave him a shield, a riot shield, which I think turned out fantastic. And an axe, since he is Cletus Cassidy. At the end of the day, he's a serial killer. He is Carnage. And I gave him this axe. And I think this turned out great. Now, for the actual Carnage himself, I did the same thing I did for Venom. Started off with a black spray paint coat. Sorry about that if you guys hear the background audio, but I started off with a black spray paint coat. I went over the whole figure with a white Sharpie, and then I went over it with red Sharpie because I thought that it gave it the most. In a way, it kind of looks like human flesh, like human meat. But I think this turned out great for Carnage because I love the amount of weapons he can hold. Since Roblox figures come with a lot of weapons, and personally, the weapons, they're just too cartoony. I thought some of them fit perfectly. Like this axe, I just turned it into some like symbiote axe, and I think it looks really nice. This knife is over the top big, so I said, hey, why not make it into like a super blade or something like that? And personally, I think this turned out great. And it looks really well when you're scaling him next to a Venom fig, one of my custom Venom figs. Here he is next to my newest one, and if you guys want him next to the oldest one, he could stand next to the oldest one and not look too crazy either. Here he is standing next to my old Venom figure. Or falling over. Right here he is. You can see that they look in scale pretty well, but I still like the bulkier Venom, the new one I made, a lot more. Just love the way this looks now. Now here he is next to my Riot and Venom. And again, you guys can see how they scale. Riot looks a little bit weird now that I have this giant Venom, but I might have to just rework and make a new Riot. But for now, I'm okay with this sizes right here. And yeah, here we have my two new figures right next to my Carnage, which looks really nice. Still one of my favorite figures to this day. Here we have my two newest figures next to my zombie Venom, which is a figure that is still in work, but it is looking pretty well so far. Here we have my two newest figures next to Venom Pool, which is one of my oldest symbiotes. Here we have my two newest figures next to one of my first customs. And you can see how it's changed my customs in a while. And here we have them next to Anti-Venom, which I left as a minifigure scale because personally too big, just looks too weird for me. So yeah, and and here we have the two of them size compared to Eddie Brock. I don't know why I said it like that. And their original Lego counterparts, the original Carnage minifigure, which is still the best Carnage minifigure, and the original Venom figure, which the head is arguably better on the new one, but I like this torso way more. Maybe it's just because of the nostalgia, but I just love these two figures. So here we have them next to the original Lego counterparts. And then here we have them next to a couple of my Lego customs, which I will just show now. And I'm planning on just remaking a new head for my old Lego Venom body. Because don't get me wrong, that Venom body still looks cool. It just isn't screen accurate. It just like something I made off the top of my head. And it was one I really didn't look for reference to make my figures. Now I care a little bit more about accuracy. So, yeah, one of them is going to be headless, is what I'm saying, at least for now. I have a whole bunch of Venoms, bro. I'm going to throw him right here. And I'm going to throw him back here. The symbiote family. And then obviously in the front, Eddie Brock. Covering up my symbiote Spider-Man, Eddie Brock. But that is my entire Venom collection as of now. As of October 2nd, 2021. That is my Venom collection. Now, I did promise to show you guys my custom Lego What If Ultron 1 figure. Now, the finale happens next weekend. Or not next weekend, next week on Wednesday. Which I am super hyped for. So, I have made a custom Lego minifigure of the Ultron, of the Infinity Ultron, the Cosmic Ultron, whatever you want to call him. So here he is. I did show you guys this in a short 30-second video, which I did it so you guys know I was still working, I'm still alive. But yeah, I did show you guys this, and personally, I still think it looks great, but I wanted to show you guys the other options you have. Now, for this figure, it was a pretty basic figure. I mean, basic in the sense of it was pretty straightforward what you had to do, but it was kind of annoying what you had to do because like the lines and stuff were kind of like, you know, complex. But hey, I did it. So what I did was I grabbed the just normal Superman cape, and I had some gold fabric paint. I painted that. And I'm sorry if you guys hear me like sniffling a lot. I have allergies. It's allergy season for me. Or not allergy season for me, but like I don't know. I usually get allergic around this time because of the winter or like the change in weather. So you guys know how that goes. But I hot glued this helmet, which is just an Iron Man helmet, and I shaped it to. Give me a second. Alright guys, so pretty much for the figure, this is a pretty basic figure to make if you have time, if you don't stress about it. So for the figure, I just used 2 1x1s for the feet. I used just normal silver legs. This came with an Apocalypse knockoff, and I just went over a little bit of a gold and some silver. I used a football player torso. You put on some handcuffs, and then I cut them to look like gauntlets because I wanted to make him look more muscular. And for the helmet, I just glued an Iron Man helmet, if I can show you, to the top, and I kind of made it like the Ultron head with the extra eyes, and then that's how the helmet looks. For the face itself, I just used a red head, turned it around backwards, and I did this to it. But if you're just lazy and you don't want to do that, which honestly I was about to go the lazy route until I realized how cool this until I realized, God, I can't speak, how cool this Vision figure was. But if you want to do this route, you could go this route. You just grab a Vision head. I don't have the 2014, I'm pretty sure, or 2015 Ultron head. Or I'm pretty sure I do have it. I just don't know where I have it, the Vision head. You could go this route, and you could have your Vision like this, which I've seen a lot of people do. They just do that, and they have like a Vision head underneath it, and it looks like this. But personally, I like going the more custom route, but you could go this route too. Another way you could go, if you don't want to waste like a torso like that, you could just grab any Ultron torso, put the cape over it, get yourself some Ninjago shoulder pads, and put your Vision head on top of that. I know I'm not showing you guys right now, just give me a second, I'll show you after this. And you'll see that under the torso that I had shown you guys originally, like the whole Infinity Stone chest, that I had originally added a lot more to it, like right here. There was a lot more going into this figure. Now, this is a good route, don't get me wrong, but I personally like the more custom route, which the armored and vest, with the armored like football vest lets me go, with all the different Infinity Stones in it. And personally, I like my full version with the Iron Man helmet up. Now, I really do enjoy the jaw piece of the Avengers Age of Ultron, so I might end up cutting the bottom of the Iron Man helmet and implementing the actual jaw piece to the figure. But for now, I'm going to keep it like this. So, in order to construct this figure, you just put 2 1x1s at the feet, Lego legs, normal torso, usually a gray torso and painted silver. For the arms, I just used some old Silver Surfer arms that I had made, and I just painted some Ultron details on them. But you could just grab some gray arms and go over them with silver paint or nice spray paint, or a just basic matte paint. So that's what I did for the torso, or the armored. And then for the cape, I already explained that. Put that on top. Looks really nice. Just get some fabric paint, paint it over. And the heads are really optional. This is just really whatever floats your boat at this point. So you got this option, which is the custom way, which I went the custom route. You got the purist version, which is just using Ultron and Vision head and combine them. Which, again, if you want to go the purist route, you can. You just do this and plug that on top. Which, again, it doesn't look bad, but I don't know. I just really don't like the purist route. I just thought it would be cool to have the Iron Man helmet on top, making it look like the folded back Ultron helmet. So, yeah, there is really a lot of different ways you can go about making this figure. Now, I am excited for the season finale. I want to see Zombie Thanos. I want to see what happened to the rest of the universes. I want to see what happened when Ego met Star-Lord. I want to see what happened, you know, towards the end of the Agent Carter episode. Like, why did Nick Fury pull her out and stuff like that. I want to see this. So, again, I am excited to see the ending of What If. I'm excited to see Venom. And again, tell me what you guys think about my customs. Did you guys like my custom Venom and Carnage? Did you guys like my Ultron, my Cosmic Ultron minifigure? Let me know that in the comments below. I haven't made a video like this in a while where I talk about a lot of customs in one video showcase. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already. And remember to have a bricktastic day.